Hi and welcome to today's video. So I'm going to be sharing one of the ways that I save my family money, and that is all about thrifting. So I'm going to take you along with me. I'm going to go visit 3 thrift stores today. This is just after I'm done with my homeschooling. My husband is working from home, so it's now lunchtime. I'm gonna go and head over to the thrift store so that I can get some of the things that I'm going to need for my kids' room makeover, so my youngest 2. So the first thing that I can advise you if you are somebody who wants to go to the thrift store is to treat the thrift store like you would any other store. So first and foremost, shop with a list. So I have a list that I've already written down on my phone. I will pop it up on the screen, and I already know what I'm going to get. And the main focus is going to be my kids' room, because I just recently got them antique beds. So those beds are so beautiful, and I got some nice bedding to go with it. So now I'm looking for those accessories to accessorize and finish off the room. So that is why I've written down all the things that I think I'm going to need, and I have a vision for the room. So I'm going to the thrift store with that vision. Then on top of that, and then the second thing is that have a set budget. And because we're doing the grocery saving challenge in the Home Economist Club, I'm acting like my cash envelope system. I'm just going to show it to you quickly. This is what I've shared in the Home Economist Club. But these, I've got 2 binders, and this is how I keep track of all our variable expenses. So I realized that the biggest problem for us has always been the variable expenses, the things that are not fixed. So I track those ones very closely, like I literally watch them like a hawk. And I realized as I've been doing that, the biggest problem that I had was the groceries. So that one I watch very closely. That is why, hence, I did the grocery saving challenge, because I believe that if you can grab a hold of your grocery budget, you can thrive in your finances. So this one is the one binder that I keep for every month use, and then the other one, this one mainly has sinking funds. So this one is groceries. I created these labels in Canva, and then I've got clothing. Then we've got grooming. This is for because I buy our hair products in bulk, so I save and then every second month when I go there, then I can grab those things in bulk. And then this is for the gas stove, for the gas cylinder, and then this is for the garden, and then this is for the car disc or car tags, and then this is for church camps for my kids, and then this is the miscellaneous. This is the miscellaneous, and then this is where I keep 4 pockets for my kids, just to put extra money so that if they're going on trips or what, then I can give them, or if they're invited to birthdays and I need to buy gifts, then I use up that money. So I took out the money. I took out all of the money in there, and then I used it as my grocery money for this month so that I don't withdraw the money. And then I took the money that was supposed to be for my groceries, and then I put it towards savings and into those different saving buckets. Okay, and then this one is, I've got the medical in this one, and then I've got the homemaking. So whenever I need to get towels, whatever, I use this one. Homeschool, Easter, winter. So winter is for our fireplace, buying logs, or whether we're going to buy gas for the heater, just to keep warm, and extra things like blankets and whatnot. And then this is for the family gathering, and this is for birthdays, and this one is for Christmas. So it is important as a manager of your home to be a faithful steward and to know exactly what is happening in your home, to keep track of it, and to do it to the best of your ability. The system is not going to be perfect, but make sure that you do it to the best of your ability. So now I'm on the point where I was talking about having a budget when you're going to the thrift store. The challenge that we're currently running is save 20% of your groceries, which I have done, and this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is my 1,200 that I'm saving from my grocery this month. I haven't touched the money. I still have it. We keep accountability in the Home Economist Club. So this one, I'm actually saving it towards buying a kettle. Like I said, I need a kettle, but I'm not going to buy a kettle right away with this money. I'm going to multiply the money. So this is something that I do that I feel that I can share with you, and it could help somebody. So in my instance, if I have a certain amount, like right now, I've got 1,200 Rand. The kettle that I want is 3,000 Rand. It's not, it's more than this money. So what I do is I can take this money, instead of saying I'm going to save and add more to it, I can take this money and go to various thrift stores and buy books and then sell them in a homeschool group where I already know the kind of books that people like and the kind of books that sell. And when I do come across the books, then I then sell them in that group, and my money can double or sometimes triple. So, and then the other time I did that, when I needed to replace my plates, I needed to replace my cutlery, and I needed to buy new glasses. So I wanted to do that all at once, and I only had 1,000 Rand. And that is something that I want to encourage you, is that, talk to God about even the simplest things in your life. Like I literally took that money and I went to God and I said, Father, I want to buy glasses. I want to buy cutlery. I want to buy plates. And this is not going to be enough for that. I just want you to give me strategy, give me wisdom on how I can multiply this money the way the boy gave you his lunch and you took it and you blessed it and was able to meet those people's needs, those 5,000 people that were hungry. And on top of that, it even had leftovers. So I then did that. And then I went to the thrift store and I found a guillotine, a big one, a paper cutter. I found that paper cutter and I found a couple of books and other things that I think that I got from there. I took it, I listed on Facebook Marketplace. I got it for 300 and I believe I was able to sell it for like 1.5 or something like that, because I check how much it is worth and then I will price it according to how much you would technically buy it for, and also looking at the condition, right? So, and then I ended up selling it for that amount. But my bottom line is this: I was able to go and buy my glasses, like everything that I needed. I ended up going there having 2,500, whereas I had 1,000 Rand. But instead of frowning upon that 1,000 Rand, or instead of going for things that I don't want, I took it, I asked God to give me wisdom, and then I took that money and I put it to good use, and then I got extra money, and then I ended up having a good enough budget to go and buy those things. And on top of that, I was able to buy platters and buy extra, because I knew that God will do exceedingly abundantly above what we can ask or imagine. So now there's my 1.2. I'm going to multiply my 1.2. Like I said, I think like a home economist. So I'm going to multiply my 1.2 and make sure that I'm going to be able to buy my kettle very soon. Okay. And then, and I know that I said that I'm taking a course and that I was going to monetize the course and then use that to buy the kettle, but I think this one is going to get me the kettle sooner, because that one is still a work in progress. So, but now when it comes to the groceries, I have a budget of 6,000 Rand, right? And then that money I divided into 3. So I will have my money for my first 2 weeks to shop and buy the food that we're going to need for the first 2 weeks. Then I will put aside some money for meat, and then I'll put aside lastly for money for the last 2 weeks. So I've used up my first 2 weeks amount, and I was able to save, I had change of about 1.3 after doing my shopping. And then what I did was I needed a mattress protector and pillow protectors, so I ended up buying those from Woolies, and then I was left with 700 Rand. So the 700 Rand I then set aside as money that if my daughter needed something for hospitality class, and because they usually make a lot of recipes, so they will need other things that we typically don't have in the house. So I set that aside for her. If you're part of the Home Economist Club, this is like information that you've heard of before, but I'm just sharing it on here as well. And then now for this 2 weeks, I was left with 1.5 for the groceries, and I had 100 Rand left from the meat, and I realized that my meat is going to be more than enough to last us through the month, so I wasn't going to use that 100 Rand. Now, as I'm going to the thrift store, I'm taking 600 Rand. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm leaving 1,000 Rand in here. And then I've taken 500 Rand because I had 500 Rand. And then I'm taking also 100 Rand from my meat. So this envelope, I usually put my meat money in here. So I was left with 100 Rand from here and 500 from here. I've got 600 Rand, and then the 600 Rand is what I'm taking to the thrift store. So what I do is every time I shop, I also save my receipts so that I put it in here so that it's easy for me to reconcile and understand how much we are really spending on food and what we are also buying, because the receipts I can see and track everything. So now I'm going to the thrift store. I'm going to take you along. So enjoy the journey with me. I'm visiting 3 thrift stores today, and then I'm going to take you along on all 3 of them. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you what I managed to get with a 600 budget, considering that I have a list that I need things for my kids' bedroom. So I'm doing the bedroom makeover, and I've got 600 budget, and I'm going to visit 3 thrift stores, hopefully and prayerfully that I'm going to get all the things that I need for them. And then the last tip that I have, because the first thing that I do is I have a list. Second thing is I have a budget of how much I'm going to spend. And the third thing is that I pray. I ask God to help me. There's a lot of things at the thrift store. Sometimes you can miss them. So I pray to God, and I go with the Holy Spirit when I'm going shopping. I do this. I've learned to do this with every shopping trip. Whenever I get in the car, because I'm used to getting in the car and start praying, So I will pray. I'll ask God for traveling mercies. I will ask God for wisdom to be able to shop and to get the right and proper things for my family, and to stay within my budget and not put my family in a financial jeopardy or financial ruin by the decisions that I make when I go shopping as the manager of my home. So hopefully you have something that you have taken away from this, and then let's see what the thrift stores have in store for us, and then let's also catch up with the haul after this. Okay, so I'm back now from the thrift store. Let me just show you the things that I've managed to get. So I'm going to start with the first thrift store that I went to, which was Irene Home. That was the only one that was able to give me a receipt. The other ones, they didn't give me a receipt. But some of them have the price tag, so I'll be able to tell you how much I got them for. So the first thing that I got is this lamp. It's got a wicker lampshade, and then the base, I think it was painted. This is 80 Rand. This was 80 Rand. So it's written there working. So it's actually working, and it has a globe, which the lamp is very beautiful, and it's a very tall lamp. So I will decide which lamp I'm going to. I actually bought it for the lampshade because my kids have this antique brass base that I love, but I didn't love the shade. So I love this lampshade. So I got it basically for the shade, but I just love the whole lamp. It's a nice tall lamp. I can even use it in the living room. So I've got multiple choices for this lamp. Then I got another lamp. This lamp, it's got a wooden base, and then it's also a different type of wicker, but it's very beautiful as well. This one was 75 Rand, and it is also in perfect working condition. So I got two lamps, so I can decide whether I'm going to use this one in my kids' room, and then that one I can use in my living room, or whether I'm going to change out the shades because they do have a lamp, but I just don't like the lamp, and then redo that lampshade. And I got another extra lampshade. I also got this gingham lampshade. This one was just the lampshade, which I can also use in their room. And then this one was only 20 Rand. So I also loved this gingham pattern lamp. And then I thought, you know what, I've got a lot of lamps around the house. I might just switch it up with this lampshade because I have been looking for something like this. So I really, really loved this one. I also got this diffuser container. It's just a container. It's got the sticks. The diffuser is finished. But I love this packaging. I love the container. So I'm just going to buy a refill and then put it in there. And then I can put it up in a shelf or on top of something in their room. And then that can make their room to smell nice. Or I can put it anywhere in the house. It doesn't have to be their room. So that is also another thing. And then my favorite, I got painting. Look at that. Isn't that very lovely? So it's like a puzzle of this little girl in an apron. This is very nice. I don't know if it's supposed to be grandma or something, but this looks like cottagecore, grandma-core. Really love it. Really, really, really love it. And it's going to go very nicely with the theme of their bedroom. So really liked that one. Oh, and it was only 120. So at this thrift store, the first one, which is Irene Homes, I don't know if you can see there, the name is there. I spent 333. That's how much I spent there. Then I went on to the second thrift store, and then at the second thrift store I got the small pitcher, and then I'm going to put some flowers in this. I just wanted something shorter because you got big vessels, so I just wanted something small. I'm not going to use this for milk or anything, but specifically to pour in some flowers, either in the kitchen or I don't know if I'm going to put this in their bedroom, but this was very nice. And then this was 10 Rand. So I love this. I love the shape of it and how it looks. Oh, I also wanted this peg rack. So this peg rack was 30 Rand. I got this from the first thrift store, and this was on my list. So I had a lamp on my list. I had wall art on my list. I had this peg board on my list, which I found. And then I was very excited to find the gingham lampshade because I've been looking for that. Okay, so now we're on to the second thrift store. Remember, second thrift store, I got this. And then the second thrift store, I also got myself this beautiful top. Look at this top. It was 50 Rand, and it's from Woolies. And it's a very, very, very beautiful feminine top, and it is 100%, it is 100% cotton and 100% viscose. So very good material, a top made out of very good material. I loved the detail on this top. So I got the top from there. And then this thrift store is a thrift store I usually buy. When I buy clothes, I usually buy them from this thrift store. The store is very organized. The clothes are color coordinated, which it makes it very simple for you to find things there. Then I got the peg rack. So I got this little basket for the peg rack. This basket I got for 15 Rand. I love it. And then I also got this door stopper. I love the material. This one looks like it was never used. And then this one was 25 Rand. So I got this for 25 Rand, something that I can use in their room. And then I got another peg rack. So this one you mount it to the wall, like that other one, you mount it to the wall. I'm going to spray paint them. I'm not loving the colors. I don't love the colors. This one was 20 Rand. I will paint them into a color because I'm going to change how the room looks. So I will see what color will match what I'm going for in that room. So I got a second one. It's either I'm going to use one in the kitchen and then use one in their room. I'm not going to use both of them in the room, but I've been looking for this for quite some time, and I'm happy that I got two of them because I'm going to make use of both of them. From the second thrift store was these baskets, these wire basket. I really love the scalloped edge on both of them, and these have multiple uses. So I can either use them in their room and put in some toys or just anything. This is for organization. I can use them for organization in their room, or I can just give them a good clean, use them in my kitchen for line them with a kitchen towel, and then when I'm serving breads and we're having brunch or breakfast, then I can use that for my tablescape. So I can do a lot of things with these, but I really loved these. And then I got one for, this one was 10 Rand, and then this one was 15 Rand. Although it was written 20 Rand at the bottom, but they gave it to me for 15 Rand, and this one they gave it to me for 10 Rand. Actually, three of these they gave me for 45 Rand. So it was a very good deal. And then I got this glass, I don't know to call it a plate, or maybe was it an ashtray, I don't know, but usually ashtrays will have a little place where you can put the cigarette. So I don't think this was an ashtray, but my vision with this, and it was 10 Rand, my vision with this, I'm going to put a candle. So it's nice for you to put something underneath when you're burning your candles. So I'm going to use this to be something that I'm going to put under and place under a candle when I'm burning it. And then another favorite that I got was this painting, picture frame, and it's got a picture inside. I need to take it out and move it a bit because it is moved there at the bottom, but this was 30 Rand. I love this. It is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. So this is something that I got from the second thrift store. Still from the second thrift store, I got my favorite, this little teapot, and it was only 30 Rand. So I haven't washed these, I haven't done anything to them. I'm just like showing you, just got them and then I just did the video. So this one was 30 Rand. It has got this matching vessel. I don't know what this was meant to be, but this was only 5 Rand. But my vision, my plan for this, I'm going to put my toothpicks in this, right? I don't know if anybody knows what this is for. Let me know in the comments, but I don't know what it's for. So I love Love, love, love these. And then I got this chopping board, but I'm not gonna chop on this one. I'm going to serve, I'm gonna use it to serve like a small charcuterie board. This would be nice for a board for two, maybe for me and my husband. And then this one was 30 Rand, if you can see there. It was 30 Rand. So that is it from the second thrift store. And from the second thrift store, I paid 255. I think I paid 250 or 255. They didn't give me a receipt on at this particular thrift store. They don't give out receipts, but it is this thrift store because they gave me this card where I got a stamp because I spent 250 or more, and then every time I spend 250 when I get here, then my purchase for that day, I will get a 30% off. So I love that they have this as well. So I got a stamp because I spent about 250. I know I spent, I think 256. I know it was 250 something, but with coins. And then last but not least, I went to the last thrift store. The last thrift store, I just got two things. And then I got a book, this Caddy Woodlawn book. This one, I've seen it doing the rounds around the homeschooling communities. So I'm going to read this to my children and see if we like it. If not, I'll probably sell it. If we don't like it, I'll sell it in the group. But if we do like it and we want to keep it, this will go into our homeschooling library. And then I loved this. This is a coffee table book. Look at that. Very beautiful. So I got this one for 40 Rand. And then I got this book I got for 6 Rand. And then what I love about this coffee table book is that it's got a book jacket. And when I take out the book jacket, look, it is a very pretty book in the color that I love. This is very beautiful. And I went through it as well. I love it's a home decor book, and it's got the vintage antique, home decor, which I love. So I'm just going to enjoy myself going through this, and it's gonna give me a lot of inspiration for my home. The book is titled At Home. I loved it a lot. I was so happy when I got this. And at the last thrift store, I spent 46 Rand because I just got these two things. And that was that. Didn't break the bank. And I got a lot of wonderful finds. I felt so blessed. Driving back home, I was so happy, so excited to add these pieces to my kids' room. I'm going to show you, when I do this, I will show you and take you along with me as I am going to decorate my kids' room. So let me know in the comment section down below if there was anything that you liked in the haul, or also share what you do to save money for your family. Let us grow together, learn together, and share some helpful tips that can help us to build our home economies. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and stay blessed.